Hey you guys, it's Kiara, and I just thought I'd go ahead and do a video on what I did with my hair during boot camp, because obviously you probably can tell that I'm natural, and I went through Coast Guard boot camp, which means a lot of swimming, which means a lot of chlorine, and you know, that can sound pretty scary when it comes to natural hair, or anyone's hair really, especially black hair. But the chlorine, the bleach, you know, it's kind of scary that it can dry your hair out. And I had just gotten this patch done probably like a month before that, so I was kind of nervous about that too. But I will tell you that, well, I guess I'll just tell you what I did during that process. Beforehand, I was trying really hard to figure out what the heck I was going to do with my hair. Whether I was going to get a sew-in. If I did, it was going to be human hair, obviously, because water and synthetic hair do not mix. It would have been completely covered with a closure and everything. None of my hair would have been out. Or like micro braids or some type of braid, but I wasn't sure if that was allowed. I did know, well, I was willing to take the chance on cornrows though. So what I ended up doing was cornrowing my hair in really small, teeny tiny cornrows. I still wanted it to look feminine, but I wanted something that would be low maintenance and be neat and possibly protect my hair. So for the first 4 weeks, I did wear tiny cornrows, and I did end up going into remedial swim because I'm a sinker, so the swim test didn't go very well for me, which meant that I was in the water a little bit more than everyone else because I was swimming every morning as opposed to everyone else who was swimming like, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 times total, maybe more, but definitely not as much as I was. So I actually brought some of my aunt's conditioner and shampoo that she made with me, and she actually now has a line, a hair product line, a natural hair product line called Grand Tressa. So be sure to check her out, and her products, they're all natural, like completely homemade. You can even read the ingredients and know what they are, like, and she was natural long before it became a trend and making her own products. Tangent moment. I remember her teaching me how to make lotion one time when I was like 9, I think. I remember it was lemon and like some other stuff, but it was lemon scented. And her daughter, who is now 17 years old, she was like 2 then, and she decided she wanted to taste it. And I was like, no! And she was like, I apologize. And then my aunt was like, no, it's okay. It's all homemade stuff. Like, she can eat it. I was like, really? You can eat it? Like, that's how natural this stuff is. I mean, I don't know if this stuff is, but that's how I know for sure that her stuff is good. And that she's a really big advocate for natural, healthy hair and living. So anyway, to get back from the tangent of the bunny trail, the rabbit trail. So yeah, I used the conditioner every time I swam. Before, after, like whenever I thought about it, whenever I had a chance, I was putting the conditioner in my hair. Even though it was in braids, I was just kind of rubbing it on my braids, definitely focusing on my ends to keep my ends moisturized. The shampoo, I did shampoo my hair a couple times with the cornrows in, with that shampoo, of course. And I had a moisturizer actually too. It was one of her moisturizers that she made, the twist cream. I used that for my braids to keep them moisturized. I mean, of course my hair was always in a bun, so that also helped. It was a protective style overall. So I mean, obviously, honestly, I would recommend some style like that. Cornrows, or a girl I know joined the Coast Guard after I got out of boot camp, so I was able to give her my experience a little bit before she joined. She ended up going with the sewn-in, a full sew-in, and I should ask her how it turned out for her, how her hair fared. But I mean, I'm pretty sure that would also work. The only problem with this full sew-in, I believe, is that you can't really get to your hair to clean it like you would with cornrows, which I mean still isn't the same as having your hair out, but I believe cornrows are a great combination between are a great medium between being able to get to your hair and still having your hair protected. So yes, there was a lot of chlorine involved, but once I finally did take out those cornrows around week 4, my hair looked so much longer than I remembered. I don't know if it actually grew or if I just couldn't remember, but my hair was looking great when I took the cornrows out. There was no no breakage. Of course, there was a little shedding because that happens naturally, and it didn't get to shed at a normal pace, or what seemed like a normal pace because it was braided. But yeah, so like that was probably the best thing I could have done for my hair around that time. After taking the cornrows out, that was about halfway through, so I still needed something to do for the rest of the time I was at boot camp. What I did first was I just tried, gelling my hair down and putting it into a bun, and that looked good when it was first done, but it didn't last because there was a lot of taking off hats, putting on hats, taking off hats, putting on hats all day long, and that of course made my edges look horrible. My hair was starting to stick out in little sprigs. So yeah, that wasn't cute. My company commander actually even told me, like, you need to do something about them edges. I was like, aye, Petty Officer Matthews. But so the next thing I did was I just went back to braids, but I couldn't do my braids as small as they were when I first got there because I didn't have half as much time to make them really small. So I guess you could say that time frame wasn't very pretty. It was like a going downhill type of thing because I had really large cornrows because that's all I had time to do. Like, you barely have any time when you're in boot camp. So I didn't have very much time. I tried to do small cornrows, but I didn't have time, so I did larger cornrows and I didn't look pretty. I felt like a jailbird or something. I don't know. So I tried having like my edges braided and then having the rest of it pulled back. That was okay, but still didn't look that great. But I mean, it was better than the big cornrows. And then eventually, towards the end, I mean, you start to get a little bit more time because things start to relax and all you're doing is getting ready for graduation. So I was able to, a couple times I did half braids. That was very, very, very convenient because I could make them small. I had enough time to do half, the front half, and still make them small and look good. So I definitely did that, and that was my go-to hairstyle for the rest of the time I was there. The day before graduation, though, I took them out and I had regular, I had my hair out and just slicked down with gel, and because that was my preferred hairstyle. It just didn't work with everything. But that was what I wore when I did graduate, though. So if you all have any questions, comments, concerns about what I did or what you plan on doing, definitely let me know, and I'll be sure to get back to you. These, by the way, are from I went to a game today, obviously, football game. Army won. I had to go for them because my dad was an Army football player, so yeah. But I'll talk to you all later.
Peace.